Welcome to the NSIC Spotlight, the voice of the NSIC student athletes, powered by gpac. gpac, growing people and companies. I'm your host, Nick Cornder, Assistant Commissioner at the Northern Sun. Today, we are joined by Drew Blair of the Minnesota Duluth men's basketball team. Drew, thanks for joining us on the Spotlight.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, before we get to this historic UMD start, tell us where you're from and your path to UMD.
Yeah, so I'm a redshirt junior. I'm from Stevens Point, Wisconsin. I initially went to Northwest Missouri State. I found out that wasn't the quite right fit for me. So I spent a semester at home at UW Stevens Point when I was trying to figure out where I was going to go next. And then halfway through my freshman year, I transferred to Minnesota Duluth and been here ever since.
And what was it about UMD that drew you there?
I knew a couple of the teammates, which made it easy to fit right in. And then other than that, it was just the coaches made it feel like the right place for me. I've had a really good relationship with Coach Wick and Coach Casey Brugman from the jump. So I think those guys right away made me feel like they wanted me, and UMD just felt like the right fit for me. So I'm glad I chose it.
All right, and you're a redshirt junior this season, so a lot of basketball ahead of you yet. But what's your major at UMD, and what's your career aspiration following college?
My major is business marketing. Following my playing days, I do want to get into coaching. Either coaching or I want to be a part of some sports organization. I want to be around the sport as long as possible. I can't get enough of basketball, so hopefully I'm in it for a while.
Excellent. And UMD is off to its best start in program history at 14-0. A rich history it is, with 16 NSIC titles, players like Gettinger, Quigley, Schneeweiss, Nettleton, Stanley, Decker, Meyer, coaches like Dale Race and Gary Holquist. None of them had a start to the season like UMD is having this year. Tell us what the current mood in the locker room on campus in the Duluth community is right now with this historic start.
First in like the locker room and stuff, I think guys obviously we're really excited about what's going on. There's no doubt about that. But then at the same time, we're just staying in the moment, taking it one game at a time. We know what we're doing is special. We know we can continue to be special, but we're trying to stay in the moment, enjoy it, go one at a time. I think we're really starting to pick up a lot of buzz around the city, which is cool. Games are getting more full. So yeah, it's been really exciting, but at the same time, we know we have more work to do, and we're about halfway home of the regular season, so hopefully we can continue.
As in the past years, COVID's made dealing with adversity a common occurrence. Coming out of winter break, UMD had its NSIC contest canceled. So you just hop on a bus, travel 10 hours to take on number 23 Ferris State, a non-conference game last Sunday, winning by 2 in double overtime. Talk us through that experience leading up to a cancellation, to having a new game added, and then being able to produce on the court like that.
Yeah, it was a quick turnaround. I think we figured out Thursday afternoon that our game versus St. Cloud was canceled, and we knew by about Thursday at 11 p.m. that we were hopping on an 11-hour bus ride and going to go play Ferris State, who we knew was a super good opponent. I think all the guys were just like, hey, it's a great opportunity. That's what we looked at it as. We're going to play a ranked team. We're going to play a very good opponent on the road. It's a good chance for us to kind of show who we are. So we get there. Obviously, it's a crazy game, really fun atmosphere. So lucky to come out with a win in double OT. But yeah, we just looked at it as a really good opportunity to go prove who we are. And we were glad to get the win.
How big was it for you guys to be able to compete last weekend instead of sitting at home? And how will this game help you, UMD, down the stretch and into the postseason?
First, I think it's very important. I don't think anyone wants to come back from winter break and just sit around for 2 or 3 weeks. We kind of got a little taste of that last year. But yeah, I think anytime you can play close games and just get that experience of late game situations, especially, overtime, double OT, guys were falling out. Different guys had to step up and play huge minutes. I think every time you can play games like that, that's going to help you late in the season when it's inevitable that you're going to be playing close games against really good teams.
Coach Wick, you mentioned, has you focused on the details and staying in the moment. That's the mantra of almost all sport teams these days, go 1-0. But how has Coach Wick been able to implement that on this team?
I really think it goes beyond basketball. I think it just goes his relationship with all of our guys, our assistants, our relationship with all of our guys. They make it really easy for us to buy into what they want to do, what they preach to us, and what they're drilling at us. It's not easy to easy to follow what they're doing when we trust them so much and they trust us so much. They're just constantly instilling confidence in us. So I think the relationship both ways just makes it easy to buy into what he's got going. And then what all of us got going, we just want to win. So we're taking it one at a time and we're all in.
You mentioned Coach Wick was one of the reasons you went to play at UMD. What's it like to play for him in the Bulldogs?
Honestly, it's a blessing. I've never quite had a relationship like I do with Coach Wick with any of my other coaches. I think that goes for a lot of the guys here, and that goes down to the assistants too with Coach Brueggemann and Coach Ashton. They're just constantly instilling confidence in you. They all played college basketball, so they kind of got that relationship where they understand what we're going through. They know what it feels like to be in our seat. So I think he just does a great job of balancing, the basketball, the off the court stuff, and just knowing what we feel. So playing for him, honestly, beyond the X's and O's, which he's obviously a mastermind, it's honestly amazing. I couldn't ask for anything better. I know that goes for a lot of my teammates too. So it's a blessing to be here.
You mentioned your teammates. The Bulldogs are a fairly young team. You have 5 starters that are averaging double figures in scoring. Tell us about some of those teammates you have on the Bulldogs team.
Yeah, obviously it's a really balanced attack this year, which is really good. I think we can come at you more than one way. It's hard to take certain pieces away. Obviously last year, I think with COVID was really big for guys like Austin Andrews, Joshua Brown, Charlie Katona, all those guys coming in as freshmen. Just got that taste of college basketball last year with a little part-time season, and I think they've grown a lot physically and just gotten a lot stronger and better. And then obviously the 5 starters averaging double figures you talked about, I think it goes a lot beyond that too. We got 3 or 4 guys coming in off the bench that contribute every night, whether it's scoring or not. Sometimes it doesn't show up in the box score, but those guys are guarding the other team's best players, bringing energy, making hustle plays. And then all the way down to our 15th guy, those guys are bringing bench energy. As you know, it takes more than the starters and more than a couple guys off the bench to build a winning program. So yeah, I'm proud of every one of our teammates, and we're looking to keep it going.
And it takes more than just offense for a team to succeed. UMD is one of the best scoring offenses in the NSIC this season, but an emphasis has been put on your defense this season. What's been the biggest difference to improve the UMD defense?
I think just understanding that that's how you win. Obviously, like I said, I think a lot of us put on a lot of strength. We got a lot smarter. We became more connected. That's probably the biggest thing on defense is playing connected, having high communication. And like I said, just understanding that that's what it takes to win. And that's why we're all here. We all want to win. Like you said, we all want to go 1-0 every game. And we understand that it takes good defensive efforts most of the time to get that job done.
All right. Well, no 10-hour bus ride or 11-hour bus ride for you this weekend. That's because you host Minnesota State on Friday and Concordia St. Paul this Saturday. Walk us through what a typical week is as you prepare for this Friday-Saturday matchups.
Yeah, usually Monday, Tuesday, or Sunday, Monday, we take it a little lighter after we play. Get a little skill work in, get some shooting in with the coaches, have some shorter practices. And then we kind of crank it up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before games, get into the scout, start to get to know the other team a lot, try and crank up the practices and just be crisp. Thursday, go a little lighter because we play the next day, Friday, get a little shoot around in. Just try and stay crisp on the scout, make sure we know what we're dealing with on Friday. And then we get after it Friday, turn around, come back early Saturday morning, get some scout in on the team on Saturday. Then we're ready to roll.
Outstanding. Well, you got a bunch of those weeks coming up as we hit the home stretch of January and February before we hit the NSIC tournament. Drew, thanks for joining us. That's going to wrap up this week's show. Thanks again to our sponsor, gpac. Make sure you follow the Bulldogs and all NSIC action on the NSIC network and at northernsun.org. Drew, thanks again and best of luck this season.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.